There's a saying back in the Midwest where I come from, if you don't like the weather, stick around a minute, it'll change.
Well, Skip, you're about to meet a man who doesn't like the weather and doesn't feel like waiting. He intends to change it now, and his name is Maurice Stanke. On Locust Street in Nampa, Idaho, there are rows of nice middle-class homes. The residents of Locust Street are proud of their neighborhood and try to work on keeping it neat and clean. Then there is Maurice Stanke's place. But Maurice Stanke doesn't live in his place. He lives and eats in his car.
This old Scout is home sweet home to me. Wherever it is, that's where I live. I live a very frugal existence. Peanut butter and granola bread are my staple foods.
Mark Twain once said everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Well, Mark said that because he hadn't met Maurice. Maurice is doing something about the weather and has been doing so for almost 30 years. That's why he doesn't live in his house. He needs all the room he can for his weather-fighting technology. Maurice believes that all dangerous storms contain electromagnetic properties which can be dissipated with the use of materials which also have electromagnetic properties. So he's filled his house with mold. That's right, mold, as in stale bread and bad cheese.
This mold base is a variety of many things that can be bought in a supermarket. There are beans, grains of all kinds, cheeses. This box is a container of molds. This building is full of an intensely strong herbal mold. This old bead box contains dehydrated molds, honey molds, in these barrels. The whole mound is full of molds of all kinds.
Now, Maurice is not your ordinary local weatherman, but for some reason known only to Maurice, he feels the electrical properties in clouds that cause dangerous lightning and torrential rains are neutralized by his special mold. So instead of turning his house into a castle, Maurice has turned his into a conductor. And indeed, the day we shot this story, a predicted thunderstorm did appear. And as Maurice went into action to do combat with the menacing clouds, he told us how his theory works.
The winds sweeping in here lose their electricity into this deep, intense mold well. These pipes help to draw the northwest wind into deep, intense mold grounding area.
Then a few drops of rain began to fall. Instead of going inside, Maurice stayed outside to do battle. It was Maurice in his mold against the storm. And Maurice in his mold seemed to win. Mysteriously, the rain stopped and the clouds drifted off. We asked Maurice's neighbors if they thought perhaps Maurice's theories had drifted off.
Because a guy's different, that's no sign that he's, a freak or something.
That's his life's goal. And if he wants to accomplish that kind of situation right like that, why not let him do it instead of just, giving him a hard time about it?
Some people think that he's a Martian. I don't think he's strange. I think he's just like me or anybody else.
Maurice Stanke has no wife and no family, but one woman told us the people on Locust Street have sort of adopted Maurice as a neighborhood dreamer. And Maurice's dream is to continue to control the rain and the lightning for everyone's benefit.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right.
I don't really mind if people think I'm different, but I have no regrets, because if a person is doing something that is beneficial to the environment, to people, and to self, there cannot be any room for regret.
I'll tell you something, John. We've had some unusual people on the show, but this guy's something else, man. He's got a whole house full of mold and fungus and crud.
Well, I know, Skip, but I asked Mr. Stanke about his theory, but he didn't seem to understand a word I said.
Why not?
Well, it's hard to speak clearly, Skip, when you're holding your nose.
Well, this guy succeeds, John. Weather can be dangerous, like the tornadoes back in the Midwest.